But we hate to burst your bubble because not all roads are wide, made of concrete, convenient, and safe for travel. A highway through a building? What happens when an irresistible force, the Hanshin Expressway, meets an immovable object, stubborn landowners? You get the Gate Tower building in Osaka, Japan, a hybrid highway cum skyscraper that revamps the exit ramp and redefines telecommuting with a dash of Lost in translation. Located in Fukushima-ku, in downtown Osaka, Japan, Gate Tower building is a 16-story office building famous for the highway that passes 3 floors of the construction. Completed in 1992, the 71.9 meters tall building is Japan's first building to have a highway passing through it. The Hanshin Expressway passes directly through its 5th, 6th, and 7th floors and is deemed to be the tenant of those floors. It passes through as a bridge, held up by supports next to the building. The highway through the building is called Hanshin Expressway, a 239 kilometers, 149-mile expressway running around the cities of Osaka, Kobe, and Kyoto. Salar de Uyuni. Salar de Uyuni, located in the Daniel Campos province of Bolivia, looks like it belongs on another planet. Stretching for more than 4,050 square miles, a little smaller than the state of Connecticut, it is the world's largest salt flat, formed when several prehistoric lakes dried up 25,000 to 10,000 years ago, leaving behind hexagonal patterns of salt on the otherwise featureless surface. When nearby lakes overflow, or the area gets rain, a thin layer of water covers the expanse, transforming it into a massive reflective mirror that makes for jaw-dropping, dreamlike photos. The natural wonder has served as a valuable source of salt and lithium for Bolivia, and it has long been a hot spot for tourism in South America. There's even a hotel built out of salt bricks, the Palacio de Sal. To see Salar de Uyuni's breathtaking mirror effort, visit during wet season, from December to April, but be aware that when it gets too rainy, it can be hard to get around and you might not be able to access certain areas. May to November is the dry season, which means temperatures are colder, but the ground is harder and you can drive across the land more easily. The ideal month to visit is May, when the seasons transition from wet to dry and you'll have a good chance of seeing the salt flats both dusty and reflective. Salar de Uyuni sits near the point where Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile meet, so tourists tend to come from 3 different starting places. The town of Uyuni in Bolivia is the most popular place to embark on tours of the salt flats. The small town is so close to the flats, you can easily take day trips. If you're traveling from La Paz to Uyuni, you can take a 1-hour flight or an 8-hour overnight bus. San Pedro de Atacama in Chile is another well-known starting point for tours of the salt flats, but because it's about 200 miles away, most tours are 3 days long. If you're coming from Argentina, look into multi-day tours operating out of Tupiza, Bolivia, a good base less than 60 miles over the Argentinian border. The Mocran Coastal Highway. Running along the Arabian Sea coastline, Mocran Coastal Highway is one of the most scenic coastal drives in the world. A dusty, dirty jeep road that unnerved travelers due to the fear of bandits, the severity of the weather, and stories of vehicles collapsing on an unending journey from Karachi was by the turn of the millennium turned into a dual carriageway. Mocran Coastal Highway, MCH, or the 653 kilometers N10 highway as it is officially known, it was built by the country's premier national strategic organization, Frontier Works Organization, FWO, during 2002-04. The highway originates from Karachi, the heart of Pakistan's commercial activity, and traverses through Ormara, Pasni, and reaches its jewel in the crown, the deep-sea port Gwadar before going on to Jiwani, a border town with Iran. But the Mocran Coastal Highway is not merely a tourist attraction, it is a national logistic backbone that has played a huge role in transforming the lives of the common people living along its stretch over the past 2 decades. Taken at the right angle and with a little help from a drone or two, a photo of this rocky road can look like it follows the mountains up into the sky. The Karakoram Highway. The Karakoram Highway is said to be the highest paved international road in the world, running between western China and Pakistan. It's the road to paradise if you like exploring the mountains. It's once-in-a-lifetime road trip for adventure lovers. The two-way road, known as Karakoram Highway and China-Pakistan Friendship Highway, is 1.300 kilometers long, Pakistan, 887 kilometers, and China, 413 kilometers, running through disputed Kashmir from Hassan Abdul, a small town near Rawalpindi, and Islamabad, to Kashgar, in Xinjiang province, western China. The road is one of the scariest and hair-raising jeep trips in the world. Construction of the road started in 1959 and opened to the public in 1986 after 27 years of corded drilling and construction. 810 Pakistani and 82 Chinese workers lost their lives, mostly in landslides and fall, while building the highway. Traveling here isn't for the faint-hearted, although transportation has improved significantly in the past decades. The drive is not easy. Not advisable to take cars while four-wheel drives are preferred. The road is extremely treacherous and requires a vehicle that can hold its own against some of the most unforgiving terrains in the world. Drive with care, as this is a mountain road with hairpin curves and potential steep falls of hundreds of meters on the left side, and a very unstable mountain with a high risk of rockfalls, especially when raining, on the right side. With absolutely no barrier on one side and a sheer rock wall on the other, the margin of driver error is fairly slim. To make matters worse, the area is prone to floods and landslides. You might want to consider this to have a good winch rope if you have passengers that don't like heights. The road is so narrow in parts that only one vehicle can pass at a time, while the other waits on the very narrow edge of the road. Is the Karakoram Highway worth it? Yes. As a marvel of civil engineering, it's said to be the eighth wonder of the world due to its high elevation and the difficult conditions in which it was constructed. The road features scary moments as well as awe-inspiring scenery. Traveling the road proved a massive challenge and also a great adventure. The KKH runs through the highest concentration of soaring mountain peaks and raging rivers in the world and is generally considered to be among the most spectacular areas on our planet. It's the most famous road in the Himalayas and perfect for those who like an adventure. Paso de los Caracoles. Paso de los Caracoles, in English Snails Pass was named after its 29 slow turns which take trucks and cars from 800 meters above sea level to the border crossing into Argentina at a dizzying 3,200 meters. In the winter, ice and several meters of snow make both the climb and the descent very hazardous, and in the summer, the heat relentlessly punishes the brakes and engines of the heavily laden trucks. Each curve has a number, and the one which has claimed the most lives, number 17, has been dubbed Curva de la Muertes or Turn of the Dead. Being the shortest route from the port of San Antonio to the west of Santiago in Chile to the area of Mendoza in Argentina, and also further into Brazil, it is vital to the logistics in the area. Goods from all over the world, from bananas, coming down the coast from Ecuador to shiny new cars from Asia, this road carries it all. Yongwu Highway. Located in Yangshu County, in southern China, a road built across Poyang Lake is flooded every year. It's one of the periodically flooded roads around the world. The Yongwu Road, part of the X219 County Road, links Xincheng, in Yangshu County, and Wushengzhen. Every year, as it runs across Poyang Lake, China's largest freshwater lake, it's flooded. The people of China call it the most beautiful road under the water. The road is paved. It's 29.9 kilometers, 18.57 miles, long, and with the onset of the rainy season, water in the lake starts to rise towards the end of May, every year. For the next few months, this road is no longer just above the surface but deep under the water. As the water level of the lake rises, the road is gradually flooded. Although drivers can no longer see the road surface, they still drive across the road by keeping within the guardrails on either side. As the water level continues to rise, after a few days, the entire road is completely submerged. Eventually, a few months later, the road reappears again. Passage du Goiche. La Passage du Goiche, a treacherous road that leads from Beauvoir-sur-Mer on the French mainland to the stunning island of Noirmoutier, floods daily, and is a fascinating example of the ferocious power of nature. Although there is another similar causeway in the county of Jindo in Korea, Passage du Goiche is unique because of its impressive length. The passage stretches out for an epic 4.5 kilometers. By comparison, the causeway in Jindo, Korea, barely reaches 3 kilometers. Villa Wimir Aqueduct. Opened in 2002, the Villa Wimir Aqueduct is a stunning work of architecture and engineering. Unlike other solutions for allowing vehicular traffic and waterborne traffic to pass over or under one another, engineers decided on a different approach, a water bridge. Located over the N302 road, the aqueduct forms part of a lake of the same name. The road itself is interesting in and of itself, connecting mainland Netherlands to Flevoland, the largest artificial island in the world. Unlike drawbridges or other roadway structures, the water bridge design allows for constant traffic flow both on the road and over the aqueduct. For most of the span of the N302 road across the lake, the road is raised above the waterline by a stretch of artificial embankments, but for the short, 55.7 feet, 17 meters, span on the aqueduct, the road plunges, briefly, underneath the lake's surface. The lake system was originally constructed to help regulate water levels and the groundwater table in the surrounding areas. Now established, the lakes are also important nature reserves, especially for water birds and recreational areas for local residents. Eshima Ohashi Bridge. The Eshima Ohashi Bridge, also known as the roller coaster bridge, is incredible in Japan with a truly extraordinary slope. It is the largest concrete frame rigid bridge in the country and the world's third largest. This mega two-lane structure rises above Lake Nakaumi and connects the city of Matsue in the prefecture of Shimane with the city of Sakai-Minato in the prefecture of Tottori. The bridge was built to allow the passage of large cargo ships towards the open sea. It reaches an impressive height of 44 meters and has a breathtaking slope of 6.1% on one side and 5.1% on the other. It is one of the most unique bridges in the world that, despite measuring a length of 1 mile and a width of 7 meters, known for its steep ascents and descents. Photographs of the bridge can be truly terrifying if taken at a particular angle and typically make for viral images online. The more you learn about this bridge, the more you realize that traveling across it is not as difficult as it appears. Huangjuyuan Flyover. This crazy flyover in China may be the worst place to take a wrong turn. The Chinese city of Chongqing has recently opened to traffic the Huangjuyuan Flyover. It's a multi-layered flyover that connects the city to its neighboring provinces with a total length of 16,414 meters. The city of Chongqing, in the southwestern region of China, has opened up last month a complex network of road infrastructure called the Hunaguan Flyover. The entire network looks like an urban maze with 5 layers of roads and 20 lanes going in 8 different directions. Construction of the Huangjuyuan Flyover began in 2009 and has gained international attention since then. According to a Chongqing city official, the multi-layered flyover was required because it connects 3 express roads heading to various destinations. The city official said that drivers can turn around within a 1-kilometer drive should they end up on the wrong branch. Even if you take the wrong way, then you only have to go around 1 kilometer or even just 5 or 600 meters before there is an option to correct the wrong turn. The Huangjuyuan Flyover is considered to be the most complex overpass. We've reached the end, but before you go, which of these roads do you want to take a drive on it in real life? Let me know in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.